Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever the hell you're from. Welcome back to another episode of This Just In, the show that hides behind humor but actually discusses current events. We've got some hot topics to talk about, so let's get started. So by now, I'm sure you've all heard of the protests going on in Charlottesville, Virginia, and for those of you who haven't, I'm really sorry that your ISP is GTA. Just kidding. Kind of. So to summarize what happened, there was a statue of the Confederate commander Robert E. Lee, yes, the man who led the South in the fight to keep slavery a thing. The statue of Robert E. Lee that was in Emancipation Park, which, by the way, used to be Robert E. Lee Park, was voted to be removed by the Charlottesville City Council because it was from a time of slavery and white supremacy. So that was the basis for the large gathering of neo-Nazis and white supremacists. They claimed that they were there protesting in the name of patriotism, but really all we saw was hate, violence, and racism. This caused anti-fascist protesters to rally up in response, and as you can guess, things got ugly faster than Simon Sanchez on a rainy day. But the worst of the tragedies was when 20-year-old James Alex Fields Jr. ran his car through a crowd of protesters, injuring many and killing one. 32-year-old Heather Heyer died that day. And it's because of you, you piece of shit. Stupid fucking Pinhead Larry looking ass ghosts fucking promoting themselves as like a superior race, fucking only no purebred actually fucking there, just inbred. What are you, like a hate sandwich or some shit? All jokes aside though, tragedies like this kind of just make me sad and angry, like my big ambitions and my natural procrastination. It's so shady to think that this asshole thought it was a great idea to mow through a crowd of protesters like a Sunday stroll. And to top it off, Heather's mom is receiving death threats from these racists. Fuck the fuck off, honestly. Saying it's her fault for being there protesting civil rights, human rights, being there against racism and standing up for what she believes in, is like saying it's a rape victim's fault for being raped. That's fucking retarded. Shit's so stupid, man. Another one? What? More cars and more people getting hit. Really? Barcelona? You're gay? I can't talk about this one. I just calmed down from the last one. I'm like emotionally exhausted. If only there was someone here who is void of feeling, could take my place, was a real dickwad, preferably in a suit and a beard. Hey, Chet.
What? Chet needs to take his Chet. This week, there were multiple attacks in Barcelona. 13 people were killed and 100 were injured in the first vehicular attack, and 6 civilians were hurt, 1 dying in the hospital. Tragic. Now, these terrorists wouldn't have been terrorists if they were more like me, Chet. Calm, cool, above average.
Thank you, Chet. And now let's move on.
No one puts Chet in the box.
No. Anyways, now let's move on to some community conversation about the new base in Dededo. I'll be going around asking people, hopefully from Dededo, what their thoughts are on the new base that's going to be built. I went to the Dededo playground, but there's no one here but a bunch of kids. And this already looks suspicious, waiting in a car where children play with a camera. So we're going to go elsewhere. How do you feel about the new base being built here in Dededo?
I'm alright,
Without the military, I think that we would be left like an open target for anybody. And so far, I think the military's been treating us well. I mean, aside from like the land and everything, yeah.
Or, our fellow soldiers who's been supporting us.
So like it makes you feel more secure?
Yes.
Sorry.
Is this for like a school project?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay, guys.
Have a good day.
Awesome project.
This is a project. We're lying. It is my project. Would you say it's pretty chill?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, man. Thanks. Chill vibes all around. Why don't you knock? Oh, it's open. Let's see if we can find anyone here to interview. Him. Come. Excuse me, sir. May I get your thoughts on the new military base being built up in Dededo?
Oh yeah, right after we address the fact you just broke and entered into...
Guam is a very patriotic place and the military is great and all, but I think we have enough bases. Of course, I'm just a bit salty because I don't have base access, but let me know down in the comments what you think about the new base. Let's take a short break and cut to Will with the weather. Sorry, didn't see you there. I was just sightseeing. All right, and for today's weather, it's hotter than usual. Back to you. Insightful as ever, Will. And now, This Week in Humor with Chet Maverick.
Welcome back to This Week in Humor. I'm Chet Maverick. In local news, a man allegedly tells police that God had given him a sign to grow marijuana. It said he had high hopes for the crops, but unfortunately, God will not be receiving his herbal tithe this week. And so on to shittier news. A Vermont man was arrested for spraying manure all over a border patrol's car. The agent responded by saying he wouldn't stand for this type of crap, but he would sit in his car. Lastly, white supremacists take DNA tests and are sad to know that they are not 100% white. But in typical white supremacist actions, they have disregarded these test results and say, my pappy was white, his grandpappy was white, so I is white too. To which I respond, purebred, more like inbred. And that does it for This Week in Humor. You could check another one off the list. Back to you, Justin.
That's right, Chet. Ain't nothing all white about racism. And now to end the show on a lighter note, let's move on to this week's headline reenactment. And this week's headline, burglar busted when he stops to masturbate. Man, all this stealing really got me in the mood to just bust a nut. She don't mind if I do. That's the end of this week's episode. Let us know in the comments on YouTube or Facebook what headline you'd like to see next. I'm Justin, that was Chet, and we out.